In this video, we're going to use WEKA to perform regression analysis on some training data, save our model. Then we use that model to predict make some prediction on some unseen data. First, we need to open WEKA, click on Explorer. A window like this will appear. Let's open our dataset, open file. We're going to use the house dataset. So depending on where you've saved it, go select it. And actually, you can use this plus sign, the green plus sign here, to select a folder to add here, so that each time you don't need to, go through selecting that. So this will just add it as a bookmark here. So go ahead and select your data set, depending on where you've saved it in your hard drive. Click open. You can see we have 6 attributes. The name of the relation data set is house, 14 instances. These are the training examples. And then we can see the data type here is numeric for all our features, all our attributes. Again, this is the target variable. This is what we want to predict. You can also click here to visualize the data, look at how the skewness of the data, how they are normalized, or do they follow a normal distribution. You can already see there's some skewness with bedrooms and house size. Lot size seems to be normally distributed. Anyhow, so click on classifier here. Again, under classifier, we click on choose. We go to functions. We select linear regression, right? Again, if you hover your mouse, you'll see a tooltip like that. So select the default. Again, if you want to configure this, you can always click here and configure some of the parameters here. So for now, we'll just take it as it is. You can also read more about this linear regression function classifier. So click OK here. And then under test option, you want to use the full training set. Then once we've selected that, just click on start. You can see we fully trained on our training data with our correlation coefficient at 0.937. We have, we have our root mean squared RMSC at 26975. Again, we have our equation here, our line of best fit given by this. Remember the equation y equals to mx plus b. This is the equation. Given this equation, you can actually go ahead and sort of even make a calculation. So for example, you can plug these numbers right up to here on that equation to predict and see whether it's actually comparable to the actual value of 230,000. So now that we have that, the next thing we want to do is to save our model. To do this, you just need to, on the result list here, right click on this function linear regression, select save model. Then you can select, or you can even create a folder where you want to save your model. So for me, I'm saving it some folder called save model inside my WEKA folder. And let's give it a name and call it linear.house, right? So once we click save, it will add the .model extension. Okay, so in fact here, just because I already have another one here, so I'll just call it 1 for now. In fact, I can just call it here 1. Okay, click save. All right, so once we have that, go ahead and we can actually close this. So we can close this window. We don't need this now. So again, let's go and open. So click and open another Explorer. Click on Explorer. A window like this would appear. And it doesn't really matter here. Here we can actually open another data set, right? So here I could just pick any data set here. Or if in doubt, you can still pick the house.f. So let's say I want to just pick this, right? So it's just to allow us to get in here. But let's go to classify here. And then under here, we want to load our data set, our saved model. To do this, you need to right click here, click on load model, then go to the saved model, right? Remember, we call it linear.house.1. You can call it linear.house. And then we'll just add that. So open that and you can see kind of saved details here. So again, this is what we have. So how do we make a prediction on new data? To do that, first of all, you need to go to the folder where you have your house.r file. Right, click on it, open it with some editor. For me, I'm using Atom. You can use a text editor, Notepad. It doesn't really matter. The goal is to have something similar to this. Okay, so we can see at the top here, we use the add here, add relation to just name the name of the house, but of importance, add data here. So we can see this is a complete instance, right? That corresponds to the house size, comma, lot size, comma, bedrooms, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and selling price. Okay. So now we want to create another new .r file. So you can see our data begins at line 11. So we want to count like 6 instances down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So once we're here, we want to delete all this. We don't need this. So let's go ahead and delete that. Okay. And then we want to replace this with a question mark. Right. So let's go ahead and replace the selling price with a question mark. Again, this question mark just sort of helps us with a prediction. So here's a question mark. So again, we replace that with a question mark. The symbol for question mark is like that because we want to predict each of this value. So go ahead and save this file as, so we want to save this as new data. So we just say new data. Okay. So save it in a location where you have the other house file. So for me, I'll just click save here. And you can see we have this one, right? So let's go back to our WEKA. Again, now what we want to do here is to right click here. And then we want to supply the test set. So under test option, click on the test set, click on set, then open file. Okay, so open file, we're going to open the file that we just created. Let's go ahead and do that. So click on open file. So our new file is house-new-data. Click open. Again, click on close. We can change some of the options, click options. So we can uncheck all this. We don't need all this. Again, the evaluation metrics, you can check what we need, but we'll just leave it as it is for now. So click OK. The next thing we want to do here is to now right click on our model. And then we want to select this reevaluate model on current test set. Okay. So we do that. So once we do that, so we just forgot one step here. So let's go more option. We need to select the output for a prediction. So click choose. Want to select here plain text, right? Default was no. That's why it wasn't showing anything. So click OK. Then right click here. And we want to reevaluate this on our model. So click on that. And now we can see some prediction happening. So you can see this is the middle sort of column. So if we go to our original data set, right? So if we go to our original data set here, so let me go and open house here, open with Atom. So you can see here. So if I just move this up here, so you can see for our first instance, our prediction was 218. So probably an error of maybe, 1,300, I believe. And then for a second instance, the actual value was 224,900. Here we predicted 290. That was a bit off. Then here 197,900. We have 232, and so on and so on and so forth. For our instance number 16 here, you can see we got 325, the actual is 325, and here is 334. Here is 195, and this is 188, and so on and so forth. So this was actually one of the closest, 189, we have 187. So not so bad. So again, this is just how to finalize your model. Again, you can select a different option. You can select whether to send it to .csv and so on and so forth. So in conclusion, we've seen how to train our data set, right? Using a full training data set. We chose a classifier. In our case, this is a linear. This was a regression analysis where the class label is actually numeric, right? We've seen how to save our model and use it to reevaluate on a test set that we already created. We can supply using this one. So as you can see, WEKA just provides us some very powerful ways to sort of do that in very quick steps. All right, and that's it.